Camaro man here. Once again working on my 1971 Camaro 396 SS big block. The last video I made, I was working on the rear frame rails. If you've seen that one, you'll recall. So the rails are sectioned in now, and we've got DP74 primer laid on the frame rails, and the trunk floor is in position. I've got it screwed in, not quite welded in yet. But if you recall, if you did see my last video, that was President's Day, which was mid-February. It's now April 1st, or I'm sorry, it's April 2nd, 2017. Just a tour of the rear body panel here. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's all patched up. Got the floor in position, getting ready to weld it in. So that's a big milestone here. And then once that's welded in, we can get these wheelhouses cut off, and we can get the quarters cut off, get the glass out, and you'll start to see a huge improvement or a big impact on the visual quality of the project. At least that'll give some inspiration, and we'll keep things moving along here. Last time I videoed, this rail had not yet been sectioned. You can see it's in there. It looks nice and clean all the way down. That nice red primer. So pretty much ready to go there. I had to do a lot of work on these shock towers. This one had the front section was damaged and rotted. It needed to be fixed. That's in good shape now. And then the other side was, take you over there. The other side, the whole top was ripped out. So I had to actually fabricate a whole new section for that and get that welded in nice. And that's in position where it needs to be. Should work pretty well. I don't see any issues with that, good and strong. So this whole rear frame area is new, ready to go, and complete. So that's excellent. So just to take you through my next steps here, what I did is the floor's in place, it's screwed down, and I've marked with the silver marker where I'm going to put my welds. And what I did is I drilled these little 1/8 inch holes along the outside of the frame rail edges so that I could see exactly where to drill the holes to weld the floor down to the rails. And that just takes a little time, but they'll clean up very quickly. And I think at the end of the day, it's probably the easiest way to mark them. And what I'm doing is making sure that I get all of the welds in the same spot where they were from the factory, and then maybe put a couple more here and there. But this rear body panel is all fixed up, ready to go. The dents are out for the most part. And if I take you over to this part of the rear body panel, you can see it's half primed, half not. I ran out of primer and I wasn't going to mix up a little bit just to do this. The next time I mix primer, I'll have enough to cover this rear body panel. We'll get it cleaned up a little bit better, put a little more time into it. But it's pretty much ready to go. And so you can see I've cut the quarter panels off. You can see the original bronze welding or braze welding they do. They put the panels in place. They braze weld the panels, and then they send them down the line to get the tack, all the other machine welding done. So I had to take these gutters out. They're called rain gutters. And basically, they drain the water off the rear body panel. So I took those out so I could get the trunk floor in. So I had to very carefully remove them. You can see the holes from the welds where they were welded in. So those are good. They'll be ready to go back in when I get the new quarter panels on. And next will be the back glass will come out of. Also, you got to make sure when you're doing this that you take your time, that everything's lined up. You can see this body panel lines up well with the trunk. It's pretty well straight, so I don't have to worry about any big issues when I put these quarters on. I've got a little wiggle room here, so when you put the quarters on, that'll actually position the ends here of the rear body panel for you pretty much. So once you get those quarters on, wheel houses on, things really start coming together. The trunk extensions go in. I get that all buttoned up, and then we'll move on to the floor section. So when that happens, I'll put the rear end back in. It's all ready to go. I've got it downstairs, 10-bolt posi lock, 344 gears, I think are in there. So a nice rear end, good match for the Turbo 400, 396 or 402 engine. So it should be a nice, comfortable ride and just a nice, powerful old muscle car. So that's why I do these things. It's a passion. Been doing them since I was a kid. So, top of being in the body business for, 15 years, doing it flat rate. We called it on the floor. That is a career choice that worked very well for me. It's kind of brought me to a different area of the industry now where I am doing okay, so good. But anyways, just wanted to share that with you. And what we'll do is when I get some progress made next time, I'll ring you up again. It'll be another exciting episode of Camaro Man as the as the project turns, as it were. So for now, signing off. We'll see you next time.